9 used cars American mechanics actually recommend buying. When people shop for used cars in America, they usually start with the wrong questions. They ask if it has a big screen. They ask if it looks modern. They ask if the wheels look good. They ask if the payment fits. They ask if the seller says it runs great. A mechanic asks different questions. A mechanic wants to know if the engine has a reputation, if the transmission has a known weakness, if parts are easy to get, if the car is annoying to diagnose, if normal repairs are affordable, if the cooling system is neglected, if the previous owner changed fluids, if the car will keep moving after the excitement of buying it is gone. That is why this list is not about the newest used cars, the prettiest used cars, or the cars with the most technology. This list is about used cars that many American mechanics would rather see a customer buy because the mechanical story makes sense. No used car is automatically good. A Toyota can be ruined by neglect. A Honda can be destroyed by bad maintenance. A one-owner car can still hide problems, and a cheap car with a clean photo can become a nightmare if it has rust, flood history, overheating, skipped oil changes, or a rebuilt title. So do not treat this list like a blind shopping guide. Treat it like a starting point. Get a pre-purchase inspection, check service records, scan for codes, look underneath for rust and leaks, drive it long enough to reach operating temperature, and never believe the phrase, "it just needs a sensor." With that said, these are 9 used cars American mechanics often respect because they are known, serviceable, practical, and less likely to punish your wallet if you buy the right one. In 9th place, the Buick LeSabre and Park Avenue with the 3.8-liter V6. This is the old-school mechanic special. It is not exciting. It is not trendy. It will not make anyone at a coffee shop ask questions. But many mechanics know exactly why these old Buicks still matter. The 3.8-liter General Motors Thamive 6 built a strong reputation for durability. These cars were often bought by older owners, driven gently, maintained reasonably, and kept in garages. That does not mean everyone is clean, but it does mean good examples still exist. The appeal is comfort, space, simple power, and cheap parts. You get a big soft sedan that can cruise highways all day without trying to be modern. The warnings are age-related. Intake gaskets, cooling system parts, suspension bushings, window regulators, old rubber, rust, and neglected fluids can all matter. But if a mechanic finds a dry engine, smooth transmission, clean underbody, and good maintenance records, an old Buick can be a surprisingly smart, cheap car. In 8th place, the Ford Crown Victoria, Mercury Grand Marquis, and Lincoln Town Car. This is the most American used car answer possible. The Panther platform is old, huge, body-on-frame, rear-wheel drive, and powered by Ford's 4.6-liter V8. Police departments used it. Taxi fleets used it. Airport drivers used it. Retirees used it. That tells you something. Mechanics like these cars because the layout is familiar, parts are everywhere, and the platform was built for abuse. A clean civilian Grand Marquis or town car can be more appealing than a worn-out police car, because it usually had an easier life. The downsides are obvious. Fuel economy is not great. Parking is annoying. Safety technology is old. Rust can destroy them in northern states. Former police cars may have high idle hours, hard use, and tired interiors. But buy the right one, and you get one of the toughest affordable American sedans ever made. It is not fancy. It is not efficient. But it is simple, roomy, and honest. In 7th place, the Toyota Matrix and Pontiac Vibe. The Matrix and Vibe are brilliant because they hide practicality in plain sight. The Toyota Matrix is basically a Corolla-based hatchback wagon. The Pontiac Vibe shares deep Toyota roots, but wears a Pontiac badge that scares off buyers who do not know the secret. That badge can save you money. Mechanics like the basic idea because the car is useful, familiar, efficient, and not overly complicated. You get hatchback space, fold-flat cargo ability, and compact car running costs. It can work as a commuter, student car, small family car, or light-duty work car. The warnings are rust, suspension wear, neglected oil changes, oil consumption on some engines, and abused interiors. Do not buy one just because it has Toyota DNA. Condition still matters, but a clean Matrix or Vibe can be one of the smartest used cars in America. It does almost everything a small crossover does, without the crossover price. In 6th place, the Honda Fit. The Honda Fit is small outside and shockingly useful inside. Mechanics respect it because the formula is simple: efficient engine, clever packaging, strong practicality, and a reputation for lasting when maintained. The Fit is especially good for city drivers, students, commuters, small families, and anyone who needs a car that can carry more than its size suggests. The Magic Seat system makes it one of the most flexible small cars ever sold in America. It is not always cheap anymore, because the market finally realized how good it is. But that also tells you something. Owners like them and used buyers keep chasing them. Check for CVT maintenance on later cars, worn suspension, weak air conditioning, accident repairs, rust in snowy states, and delivery use. A Fit that was used hard for gig work may not be the same as a privately owned commuter, but a clean Fit can run for years, sip fuel, carry surprising cargo, and still be easy to sell. That is exactly the kind of car mechanics like recommending. In fifth place, the Mazda 3. The Mazda 3 is the used compact for people who want reliability without boredom. Mechanics often respect it because it is not exotic, parts are available, and the basic mechanical package is strong when maintenance is done correctly. It also has something many cheap used cars lack. It is actually enjoyable. The steering, handling, interior feel, and design make it feel more expensive than many economy cars. The mid-2010s Mazda 3 is especially attractive for buyers who want a small sedan or hatchback that does not feel like punishment. It can be fuel efficient, fun, and practical enough for daily life. Watch for rust in northern states, suspension wear, accident repairs, neglected automatic transmission service, and cheap tires hiding alignment problems. Also avoid cars that look stylish but have mystery service histories. A clean Mazda 3 is one of the few used cars that can satisfy both the mechanic and the driver. In fourth place, the Toyota Prius. A lot of people used to laugh at the Prius. Mechanics stopped laughing a long time ago. The Prius became one of the smartest used cars in America because Toyota's hybrid system proved itself in taxis, rideshare fleets, delivery work, and absurdly high-mileage commuter use. The Prius is not just about fuel economy. It is about durability, brake life, cargo space, and low operating cost when the car is healthy. It can save serious money for drivers who spend a lot of time in traffic. But this is not a car you buy blindly. Hybrid battery health matters. Brake actuator issues matter. Inverter cooling matters. Accident history matters. A cheap Prius with hidden problems can become expensive quickly. Still, many mechanics would rather see a buyer choose a properly inspected Prius than a newer turbocharged crossover with uncertain long-term costs. If the battery checks out, the maintenance history is good, and the car has not been abused, the Prius can be a genuinely brilliant used buy. In third place, the Toyota Camry. The Camry is the used car people recommend when they want someone to stop gambling. It is not exciting, and that is the point. It is roomy, comfortable, familiar, and supported by a huge parts and service ecosystem. Mechanics like Camrys because they have seen so many of them reach high mileage with normal maintenance. Engines are generally durable, transmissions are usually understood, and shops know the common issues. For commuters, families, highway drivers, and people who simply want a car that does not turn ownership into drama, a Camry is hard to ignore. But do not overpay for a bad one just because it says Toyota. Check oil leaks, transmission behavior, suspension, brakes, accident history, and maintenance records. Some older four-cylinder engines have known oil consumption concerns depending on year, so research the specific generation. A good Camry will not make your heart race. It will just keep working. That is why mechanics keep recommending it. In second place, the Honda Civic. The Civic earns its reputation because it balances reliability, fuel economy, parts availability, resale value, and driving feel better than almost anything in its class. It is the car mechanics recommend when someone wants practical but not completely boring. There is a Civic for almost everyone. Commuter sedan, hatchback, manual, automatic, older cheap car, newer efficient car, and everything between. Parts are everywhere, forums are endless, and shops know them well. The danger is the owner, not always the car. Civics are often modified, abused, raced, lowered, tuned badly, or bought by people who skip maintenance because the badge feels indestructible. Avoid hacked wiring, cheap modifications, rebuilt titles, overheating history, and neglected turbo engines. A stock Civic with service records is a completely different car from a tired Civic with loud exhaust and mystery codes. Buy the right one, and you get one of the safest used car bets in America. And in first place, the Toyota Corolla. The Corolla is the default mechanic recommendation for a reason. It is not glamorous. It is not quick. It is not trying to win personality contests. But if someone walks into a shop and says, I need a used car that will not ruin my life. Corolla is almost always mentioned. The formula is simple: durable engines, reasonable fuel economy, affordable parts, massive supply, strong resale, and mechanics who have worked on them forever. The Corolla is the kind of car that makes sense for students, commuters, families, retirees, delivery drivers, and anyone tired of gambling on complicated used vehicles. It is not perfect, but the risk is easier to manage than with many alternatives. Check CVT service on newer models, rust, accident history, suspension, brakes, engine leaks, and maintenance records. A neglected Corolla can still become a problem, but a clean one is a boringly brilliant purchase in the used market. That is why it wins. Not because it excites anyone, but because it rarely surprises a good mechanic in a bad way. Across all 9 cars, the lesson is simple. Mechanics do not recommend cars because they are cool. They recommend cars because the repair story makes sense. The Buick 3.8 has an old-school durable engine. The Panther sedans have simple American toughness. The Matrix and Vibe hide Corolla practicality. The Fit is tiny but brilliant. The Mazda 3 adds driving enjoyment. The Prius proves hybrids can last. The Camry is the safe family bet. The Civic is practical and fun. And the Corolla is the ultimate low-drama answer. But the model is only half the decision. The actual overall condition is the other half. A well-maintained boring car is better than a neglected dream car. A clean title matters. Service records matter. Rust matters. Fluids matter. Tires matter. Temperature matters. Transmission behavior matters. Seller honesty matters. The smartest used car in America is not always the newest or nicest one. It is the one your mechanic is relieved to see in the driveway. Which one would you buy for daily driving?